You know, people ask me all the time, Matthew, what's the secret? What's the philosophy that guides your life? And I tell them this: life is not about chasing happiness. It's about catching meaning.
See, I grew up in Texas. Small town kid, son of a gas station owner and a woman who dreamed big. My old man, he was tough, hard-nosed, a man's man. He taught me to work, to fight, to stand up straight. My mother, she taught me to dream, to imagine, to believe I could be more than my zip code. Between the two of them, I learned the first truth. Life is a balancing act between who you are and who you're becoming.
When I was young, I thought success was all about the shiny stuff, the big roles, the fame, the money, the applause. I chased it, and I got it. But here's the thing. Every time I reached a peak, I felt this emptiness. Like, is this it? Is this all there is? And then I started noticing something. In my life, there were these moments, little green lights, times when the world seemed to say, go. You're on the right path, keep moving. A green light might be a big opportunity, sure, but it could also be a heartbreak that taught me something, a failure that forced me to change, a loss that made me grateful for what I had.
See, green lights aren't just the easy wins. They're the tough breaks too. They're the red and yellow lights that later turn green. That's the heart of my philosophy. Life is about recognizing the green lights, trusting that even setbacks can lead you forward.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about sitting back and waiting for life to bless you. I'm talking about paying attention, about seeing the signals, about listening when life whispers this way. Too often we're so busy complaining about the red lights that we miss the fact they're teaching us patience. We're so angry at the yellow lights that we don't see they're giving us time to prepare. The truth is, every red light has the potential to turn green. Every setback can become a setup for something bigger, but only if you keep your eyes open, only if you keep moving forward. So here's the first part of my philosophy. Don't chase happiness like it's a finish line. Live with meaning, live with awareness, collect your green lights. And when life throws you a red one, don't curse it. Sit with it, learn from it, because sooner or later, if you stay true to yourself, that light will turn green.
You know, success has its own kind of gravity, and if you're not careful, it'll pull you into an orbit that ain't yours.
When I hit Hollywood, things started rolling fast. Big movies, red carpets, magazine covers, the whole circus. And I'll be honest with you, I liked it. Felt good to walk into a room and see heads turn. Felt good to be the guy with the golden smile on the next big role.
But here's the thing about applause. It's addictive. You start needing it like oxygen. And when the crowd stops clapping, you panic. You start asking yourself, who am I if they don't cheer? Who am I if I don't win? That's when I realized something dangerous. I was outsourcing my identity. I was letting strangers, critics, box office numbers decide my worth. And that, my friends, is a losing game. Because the crowd is fickle. They love you today, they forget you tomorrow.
I remember a season in my career where I was trapped in what I call the rom-com prison. Studio calls, same scripts, same stories, same charming guy with a perfect smile. The checks were big, but my soul was starving. Every morning I looked in the mirror and thought, this ain't me anymore. That's a yellow light moment, a caution, a whisper from life saying, you're coasting, you're playing safe, you're living someone else's script, not your own. It scared the hell out of me. Because walking away meant uncertainty. Walking away meant no guarantees, no safety net. But sometimes the most dangerous thing is staying comfortable. Comfort can be a slow death. So I said no. For almost 2 years, I turned down every script that didn't feel true. I walked away from millions. Hollywood thought I was crazy. My phone stopped ringing. Friends disappeared. I was sitting in silence, wondering if I'd just killed my career. But here's the thing. In that silence, I found myself again. Without the noise, without the applause, I could hear my own voice. I could see the road that was really mine. And eventually, new scripts came, deeper roles, stories with meaning. That's when Dallas Buyers Club landed on my desk. That's when the green lights returned. See, sometimes life tests you by taking away the easy wins. It puts you in the dark to see if you'll light your own fire. Those red lights, they're not punishment, they're preparation. They're asking you, do you know who you are when nobody's watching? And let me tell you,
Until you can answer that, no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of applause will ever be enough.
So what do you do when the lights go red, when the road goes dark, when the applause disappears? You lean into your compass. You find the stuff that doesn't move when everything else shakes. For me, that compass has always been built on a few simple things: faith, gratitude, and responsibility.
First, faith. And I don't mean blind faith. I mean that deep down trust that there's order in the chaos, that life has a rhythm, even when you can't hear the music. I believe that the challenges, the heartbreaks, the detours, they're not accidents, they're invitations. Invitations to grow, to sharpen yourself, to become someone stronger.
Second, gratitude. Gratitude is rocket fuel. You start counting your blessings, and suddenly the things you don't have lose their grip on you. When I was younger, I wanted everything bigger, better, faster. But the older I get, the more I realize that success without gratitude is just an empty trophy case. You can win the whole world and still feel bankrupt if you don't stop and say, thank you. I've learned to be grateful for the small stuff. A dinner with my family, a sunrise after a sleepless night, even the failures that broke me down. Because those failures, they weren't endings. They were green lights in disguise. And then there's responsibility. That's the heavy one. Responsibility to yourself, to the people who believe in you, to the life you've been given. Responsibility is not a burden, it's a privilege. It says I'm accountable. I'm not a victim. I choose how I show up in this world.
When you put faith, gratitude, and responsibility together, you get freedom. Not the freedom of doing whatever you want, whenever you want. That's chaos. I'm talking about the freedom of alignment, the freedom of knowing your choices match your values, your actions match your words, your life matches your soul. See, we spend so much time chasing other people's definitions of success. The $1 million deal, the house on the hill, the spotlight. But the real win is when you can sit in silence, look yourself in the mirror, and truly know that you're walking your road, not somebody else's. That's when the green lights appear more often. Because the universe, or God, or whatever you want to call it, rewards authenticity. When you stop faking, stop chasing, stop pretending, that's when doors open. That's when you find flow.
And let me tell you something I know for sure. The world doesn't need another version of somebody else. It needs you. The raw, honest, imperfect, evolving you. That's the person who sees the green lights others miss. That's the person who lives a life worth remembering. So here we are, you, me, and this big old question mark called life. What do we do with it? I'll tell you this, life ain't about eliminating the red lights. It's about learning to trust that they'll turn green. It's about leaning into the hard lessons instead of running from them. It's about showing up every damn day with gratitude in your heart and responsibility on your shoulders. Happiness, that's not the goal. Happiness is a byproduct. You don't chase it, you earn it. You earn it by living with meaning. You earn it by doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. You earn it by falling down, getting bruised, and then standing taller because of it.
See, the secret isn't about winning more. It's about aligning more. Aligning your head with your heart, your values with your actions, your dreams with your discipline. When those line up, that's when you feel the flow. That's when life says green light.
Now let me give you something practical. Next time you hit a setback, don't just curse it. Don't just ask, why me? Instead ask, what is this teaching me? Where's the green light hidden in this red light? That shift alone can change everything. And remember this, you're not supposed to have it all figured out. None of us do. I don't, but you are supposed to keep walking, keep learning, keep leaning forward. Life is a long road with curves you can't see and signs you don't always understand. But if you stay awake, if you stay honest, if you stay grateful, you'll find your way. So what's my philosophy in one line? Here it is. Trust the process, honor your values, and collect your green lights. Do that, and your life won't just be successful, it'll be significant. And significance, my friends, outlives applause. It outlasts fame. It turns a life into a legacy.
Because at the end of the day, when the lights go out and the world goes quiet, you don't want to be remembered as the guy who played someone else's part. You want to be remembered as the one who lived his own damn story.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm still figuring out, and that's what I'm inviting you to do too. So go on, step into the road. Watch for the signals. Don't be afraid of the red lights. Don't sleep through the yellows. And when you see a green light, hit the gas. Own it. Live it. Drive it all the way home. because this is your story. No one else can live it for you, and the world is waiting for the best, truest version of you.